Hello, everyone, and welcome to Connecting the Dots. We're your hosts, Anthea and Jess, and we're thrilled to kick off this exciting journey with you.
AM Connect 360 has always been about more than just a business. We are a close-knit team passionate about service design, growth, innovation, and making a difference.
That's right, and in this podcast, we're bringing you into our world. Every month, we'll dive into topics that matter to us, from insights and innovations on the services we offer to industry trends and personal growth.
We are not just talking amongst ourselves, we are opening up the conversation to the incredible minds we've met on this journey. Expect inspiring guest speakers and thought-provoking discussions.
AM Connect 360 is all about learning and growing together, and we invite you to join us on this ride.
So whether you're part of our AM Connect 360 family or you're new to the community, we're thrilled to have you here.
Welcome to Connecting the Dots, where ideas flow, learning never stops, and connections are made.
Each week, we will focus on a different element of our Connect the Dots 360 model. Each of these elements are what we focus on with our clients to help them solve some of the problems they have or areas they want to improve. I recently came across an incredible documentary series by Dan Buettner on Netflix on Blue Zones called Live to 100. While watching this, I realized that a large portion of the principles of healthy living were the same as what we believe, and especially when it related to people, stress-free living, knowing your sense of purpose, connecting with others, and surrounding yourself with groups of people that support and encourage you. It's how we design leadership programs, model organizational structures, and governance and collaboration models. Today, we want to zone in on connecting. What does it mean to truly connect? And how can we do this on an individual, a leader, and even an organizational level? Let's rediscover people. Yes, us, our passions, what gives you true joy and purpose. Finding your passion involves exploring your interests, trying new experiences, and reflecting on what truly excites and fulfills you. Pursuing your passion aligns your actions with your values and brings a sense of purpose, leading to personal growth, happiness, and even professional success. The investment in something you are passionate about drives you to overcome challenges and reach your full potential. Be fully present. When interacting with your colleagues or your team members, focus on being fully present. This creates a level of trust and open communication, allowing you to build strong working relationships. Understand where your team is at and how you can better support them. By allowing people to voice their concerns or ideas, you're showing that you value their input and well-being. Creating value for purpose and doing good. Creating a community. Understanding your team's strengths and sharing these as a team enables you to build a true community within your team. Individual team members are able to focus on what they love to do, and they know who to ask for help when they are working on something unfamiliar or are struggling. Leaders are able to assign work based on a team member's strengths, enabling them not only to feel fulfilled, but leading to increased efficiency, quality, and job happiness. Rediscover where do I belong? Supports your individual well-being. Does each individual in your organization understand how they fit into your organization, how their role contributes towards the goals of the business? By creating a robust organizational design and having clear and well-communicated goals, each individual will have a clear sense of purpose and direction, enabling them to see how their contributions impact the company's objectives. This provides employees with a sense of ownership and engagement, providing them with dedication and enthusiasm towards achieving the shared goal. Putting your loved ones first. So many organizations say that you should bring your whole self to work. It is so important that we actually enable that. It is impossible to expect someone to put aside their personal life and put their full focus into work when they are struggling. Get to know your team members so that you can easily pick up when they are not themselves, so that you are better able to support them.
Thanks, Anth. I found the series on Blue Zones on Netflix absolutely fascinating, so thanks for sharing that. I think we all know that connection and belonging is a fundamental need for the human species, but I never realized the impact that it could have on your physical and mental health and even increase your lifespan. This really leads so incredibly well into the topic that I wanted to speak about, which is connection and belonging. A few years ago, we played this incredible video by Simon Sinek on why good leaders make you feel safe as part of leadership training and the launch of a leadership charter. In the video, Simon goes on to explain how this need for belonging and connection, to be a part of a tribe, dates back to 50,000 years ago. In the early days of humanity, we needed to form these tribes to protect ourselves from danger. With every turn, there was something that could potentially kill us. Weather, lack of food, animals hunting us. So we learned to work and live together to protect ourselves. We needed to be able to rely on and trust others to keep us safe, and they needed the same from us. This need has morphed and adapted as we've evolved, but the principle remains the same. As humans, we need connection. But at what cost? And if there is a cost, is it truly belonging? In September, Anthea and I went to LeaderX, where we attended one of the most incredible talks on elastic leadership by John Blismus. If you ever get a chance to attend a talk by John, drop everything and go. He will leave you in absolute stitches and share knowledge that will impact you far after the event. During the Q&A session, one of the attendees explained how she was the only female in her EXCO team, and that she had to change the way that she dressed and the way that she spoke in order to be accepted by them, in order for her opinion to matter. John then used Brené Brown's famous and incredible explanation of fitting in versus belonging. Fitting in is becoming who you think you need to be in order to be accepted. Belonging is being your authentic self and knowing that no matter what happens, you belong to you. Brené Brown explains that fitting in is the opposite of belonging. How many times have you agreed with an opinion or decision because that's what the majority of the group believed? How many times have you expected that of others? When we truly belong, we feel secure because we're accepted and valued for who we truly are. When we fit in, we feel anxious, always trying to do, say, or wear the right thing. If we don't, we may lose our value. We may lose our tribe. We previously held an event for women who were either entering the world of work, were fairly new to working, or were ready to transition into a leadership role. In one of our first sessions, we discussed the power of routine, how we felt when we were lacking one, how easy it was to forgo our routine in times of stress, but ultimately how important it was to try and keep our routine during those times. From this, we started working on creating our own routines and sharing those with the group. It was in this session that I saw the power of vulnerability from a group of women who had spent less than 15 minutes together and were comfortable enough and brave enough to share their stories, their struggles, and how they were changing their lives. When we were thanking the attendees at the end of the day, they shared that a safe space had been created, and that's what allowed them to share these most vulnerable, these most raw and honest moments with the rest of the group. This feedback and that beautiful moment that we all shared during the event reminded us of the importance of creating a safe space for your team. It's something we've strived to do in previous teams, that we currently do with AM Connect 360, and something that we stress with our clients. So how can you as an organization or a leader create a safe space where your team can feel like they truly belong? The first element to focus on is building trust. In that same video of Simon Sinek, he explains that when you create a fear-based environment, instead of your team working together towards something, they use that energy to protect themselves from each other. Imagine always worrying that if you're not the top salesperson this month, you'll be put on performance management or you'll be belittled in front of your team, even though you've been consistently meeting targets in previous months. Would you be likely to help another team member reach their targets? The second element is to have uncomfortable conversations. All organizations and people love to announce the fun things. Our recognition event, the 100th sale that we've made, welcome to our new joiners. But how many times have we waited until the absolute last minute to announce the bad news? Or even worse, not announced it at all? This avoidance of hard conversations is when the rumor mill starts, where people have to come up with 1,000 possibilities as to why someone who started a month ago is leaving now. Is it because they couldn't cut it? Did they do some form of misconduct? Or could it actually just be that their partner received an amazing job opportunity in another province or country? Or that they got a scholarship to study the topic of their dreams? By being open and transparent, you remove the need for people to come up with their own explanations. The same goes with performance. No team member should ever be surprised with improvement feedback in a review. No team member should be surprised if they're placed on a performance improvement plan. It is your job as a leader to give honest and actionable feedback to your team as and when you pick it up. This leads us to number 3, having empathy and kindness. We'll spend a lot more time on this in a future episode, but in our own version of the 3P coaching model, the most important element is personal. Make the time to connect with your team, to truly understand what is going on in their lives, to truly understand what they absolutely love to do, what their strengths are, what their ambitions are, who their family is. At AM Connect 360, we hold uplift sessions where we check in personally, share learnings from our personal and professional experience that we think might help each other, and focus on what we want to stop, start, and continue within our working environment to ensure that we all succeed. My last tip, encourage conflict. Yep, you heard me. Healthy task conflict is incredible for organizations to grow. This is where people feel comfortable enough to challenge an idea or solution, to ask questions to gain clarity, or to propose an alternative solution. When conflict is about the task and not the person, you can safely say that you've created a safe environment.
Thanks, Jess. I love these steps for organizations and leaders. As an individual, how could we practically apply some easy steps to begin? What are the elements that will help us in our personal lives that will spill over to our professional lives? Here are 2 great tools to get you started. Number 1, what really connected with me from the book Together is Better by Simon Sinek. Life is beautiful, not because of the things we see or the things we do. Life is beautiful because of the people we meet. Ask yourself, who is your positive pack? It can be as small as 3 to 5 people to a social circle who have a positive impact on you, help you to shape, grow, and always support you. Number 2, it is important to find your focus. What gives you joy? Start with something realistic. If you recorded a video to your future self, what would you say?
And that's a wrap for today's episode of Connecting the Dots. We hope you enjoyed diving into the world of workplace well-being and the importance of connections.
If you found value in today's conversation and would like to connect with us around this topic or any of our services, please pop us a message on our website www.amconnect360.co.za.
Remember, this podcast is all about learning and growing together, so stay tuned for our next episode where we will explore more exciting topics.
Until then, keep thriving, keep connecting, and keep making a positive impact.